Hi everyone, I'm Heather. I am Catherine's younger, older sister. And it's just an absolute joy to be by your side today. I could not be more proud of you, Catherine, and Jared, to call you officially brother-in-law. It's just such a joy. Catherine and I are 10 years apart, and it brings some very unique and distinct just milestones and life seasons. That first season, Catherine was nothing more than my real life doll, and I cherish it and loved it. I would stick her in this vintage tricycle. I don't know where my dad got, but I think it used to be used to deliver newspapers in the day. But it became my little basket to put a little blanket and pillow and stuff her in it and take her to go get froyo. No cell phones, no adults. I was responsible for her, and I loved it. That season moved pretty quickly into feeling just the responsibility of being a mentor as she went through college and sorority and jobs and Jared and relationships and all of that good stuff. And now we're at the stage where she gives me legal advice. And I'm just the best friend and confidant. And through all those seasons, Catherine, I have seen you hold on and tightly to who you are. You have just had this really strong grip on what you wanted in life. It's just a very quiet confidence that you have, and through that all, you have just done it with joy and just a childlikeness that I know we spoke about last night, but it's so fun. And this grip that I speak of, to give you a little example, so Catherine had a death grip when she was little. Everyone would comment on it, how she would just grip your hand or your finger so tight, and when I say that word, it kind of sounds like an aggressive grip, but it was really like a, I love you, I'm holding you, I'm not letting you go grip. And at 10 years old, I was not big enough to get her out of her grip completely, and I used to count down the clock until Mary Kay or my dad would say I could go wake her up and play with her. But again, not being able to reach all the way down there, I would just stick my finger in there and she would grab it, and it was like an elevator. Coming up to where I could pick her up and pull her over. And yeah, it's a memory that I just hold very close. And Jared, just a little warning here, but that grip. It's really just an example to me of your just deep love that you have. I think we're all here today because Catherine is such a dear friend, and you know how to love so well. You are so loyal and just a really great listener. You remember things, the smallest things that I think no one will remember, and you talk to me about it, and you're the one that knows. And I just love you so much. And one final little story here. So. And you're kind of hating me for telling this, but so she loves well. And so well, so in McAllen, we're South Texas, it's a tradition too at Easter time to these little chicks. They're hot pink and yellow and purple and all different colors. And we did this for years when my sister and my older brother and us were growing up, and it kind of ended after Catherine because she had a little chick and it fell asleep. And we took it away, and someone decided to give her another one, and she was loving it and squeezing it, and it also fell asleep. And it was that chick. Why are we giving her these kids? They're all falling asleep. And she never knew it, but they didn't make it. Again, just an example of how much she loves and loves. We have watched all these seasons, and this season of Jared and Catherine is my absolute favorite. I love you guys, and just a toast to staying in God's grip and each other's, and I love you.
Let's give her another big round of applause. Let's get our best man Leah up here. Let's give him a big round of applause.
All right, good evening, everybody. All right, so I'm Brandon, Jared's best man and best friend. Whenever Jared chose me to be his best man, I gotta say I was absolutely honored and kind of expected, but throughout the years, Jared and I have always had a really special relationship. And when he chose me to be his best man, I was nervous for this very moment right here. I wanted to make sure the speech was good and did him justice. And I found myself doing research on what a best man speech should be. And I found that most of the best man speeches were supposed to be humorous, and they're supposed to find a way to embarrass the groom. And being that we've always been so close, I couldn't live with myself if I just stood up here and talked about all the dumb stuff that we did as kids. I couldn't bear it if I talked about all the funny boxes we found under our parents' beds, or all the TV shows we tried to watch after our parents went to sleep out of the corner of blurry TV screens, or talk about who wrecked which one of our relatives' vehicles. Definitely couldn't talk about what websites we got caught looking at, and which covered up for us. Tamara, thank you. No, I couldn't live with myself if I stood up here and told you guys about that stuff. So, what I will do, I'll tell you about how me and Jared met and became friends. It was 25 years ago. We were in 4th grade. We were both wandering the halls of Mary Moss Elementary School, and we bumped into each other in the restroom. And we were both wearing Austin 316, Stone Cold t-shirts. We had one of those classic, did we just become best friend moments? Yep. So from there, we found that we had similar interests in music. We both liked wrestling, obviously, and football. We both had the same absolutely atrocious taste in clothing. And also, we both like to hunt. I was privileged enough to go on a few hunting trips with Jared and his family. His dad, his granddaddy. We went out and hunted a few times. And thankfully for us, as adults, we found time to go hunting a few times. And I don't know if you guys have heard the phrase, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. When it comes to hunting, and Jared, he misses about 100% of the shots he takes. But luckily for everyone in this room tonight, Jared did not miss a shot. About 10 years ago, when my beautiful wife Becky and I met Jared in Fort Worth to go out for drinks, and he was super excited to go shoot his shot with the HR lady from work. Throughout the years, we've come to learn that Catherine is an absolutely amazing woman, got a heart full of gold, and you're an absolute angel. And one thing that you guys might not know is Jared almost lost Catherine to another man. That's right. Catherine was actually one of my oldest boy Harrison's first girlfriends a long time ago. There's always been a special relationship there, and Catherine, I love you. And in all truth and honesty, to the Brand family, you're getting a hell of a man in Jared. This guy has been my absolute best friend, confidant for, like I said, 25 years. And there's nothing he can't do, and I have no doubt he's going to take the best care of your daughter possible. And to the Barton family, thank you all back there for always making me feel like I was one of your own. You guys are absolutely my second family, and I don't know where I'd be without you guys. I mean that truthfully. And something I wanted to do that I think will be really fun is kind of go ahead and put it out there that on the way home, after we talked the other night, I couldn't help but think, if Catherine and Jared had $1 for every time someone said, oh, it's about time you got married, or when are you going to have kids, you probably have a pocket full of money. So let me be the first to go ahead and put a couple of dollars in that bank. It's about damn time you got married. I think I speak for everyone in this room that we cannot wait to meet your babies.
Let's give him another big round of applause. If you could use a little bit more embarrassing stories. Maybe at least one. All right, let's get Catherine's mom, Mary Catherine, up here. Let's do this. Yeah.
Okay, the floor is mine. Catherine, I don't have the words to express what an honor and a privilege it has been to be your mom. I have loved you from the moment I discovered you till through every moment in life. And I absolutely love you. And I'm so proud of the person that you have become. I have watched you grow. We have had a lot of teaching moments through life. And I've watched the way that you have compassion without weakness. And you have strength without imposing that strength. And you have incredible balance and incredible perception. And you're a protector and a lover at the same time. And you have this incredible man standing next to you to strengthen, to take care of you, to give you. You're a confident, caring, loving, and you have earned the respect of your peers. Not just respect. You have learned the love and the respect of your peers, of your coworkers, of your superiors, and you are a breath of life everywhere you go. But I do have to tell one story. Very quickly, I promised her I would tell her the story. So this is my favorite story to tell. Because one of the things, we have a lot of teaching moments. Some of the teaching moments that we had were, like role playing. If she had a problem, it's like, okay, I'll play that person and then we'll go back and forth. I'll be that person and then we'll switch. And another thing that I used to do is I say, okay, Catherine, I expect two things of you in life. I expect you to learn how to defend yourself, to take care of yourself, to handle yourself, and to be able to defend those who cannot take care of themselves. I said, so we're going to take a martial arts class, and you're going to get really tough here. So, and because they teach you protocol, respectfully declining, this is the way you handle situations. So, in 4th grade, there was a little boy, around 10 years old. I don't know what happens to little boys, they go from like 6 years old, they go from this Prince Charming into this little monster. And so there was this really good kid, he just, was a little monster. And so he kept punching her. And then he'd go punch this little Chinese kid. And I'm like, and so then Catherine would come home and tell me, and I go, well, babe, okay, so we talked through it. And I said, okay, well, you need to go tell the teacher, blah, blah. And so then this would happen again. I go, did you tell the teacher? Yeah. So this went on and on and on, all the way through the semester. And I finally put my foot down and I said, okay, this is war. Okay, now the teachers have been informed. They're not doing anything, the principal, everybody there. I go, okay, so now we're going to take matters in our own hands. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go and you're going to say, David, the next time he tries to take a punch, you never provoke, but next time you try to take a punch, you go, David, back off. I don't want to have to hurt you. And I said, if he doesn't, you're going to kick him right between the legs, as hard as you can. And I go, then you're going to go tell the teacher exactly what you do. And she goes, Mom, if I do that, I'm going to get expelled. And I said, oh no, babe. I said, by the time I get up there, I'm going to be the one asking the questions. And they're going to be suspended. And so, the obedient, loving, teachable child that she is, she did exactly that. And so there came a day when little David started taking a little punch at her, and she goes like this, she goes, David, back off. He backed off. So then, it just happened. So, about a year later, I was with his mom. So, Catherine and David had both won their science projects. So we were headed to the science fair competition up in Austin. So so his mother and I were the chaperones, and I was sitting next to her on the bus, and I started telling her the story about a year ago. I started telling her the story. Of course, the mom was horrified. But, and I said, no, I don't solve her problems in life. I teach her how to walk through these problems in life. And because we've had so many teachable moments, it has been my pleasure to see you grow into a person who solves problems and loves people and handles yourself so well. And because of that, you have incredible respect by all of those who love you. And I'm one of them. I'm your greatest fan. And Jerry, I see the same loyalty. Last night when all of your guys came up and they spoke on your behalf, it just shows the depth of loyalty that you have in your life and the richness, and that's a total reflection on who you are as a person. And I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, with all my heart.
All right, we gotta give her one more big round. I think we give Catherine's dad up here one more time. Do we need to give him a big round of applause? Let's do this. Come on. Gotta get that radio voice back up here. That's worth it.
Why is it always on?
You know,
This is only 12 pages. Just kidding. I had that 12 pages to have to write, they can talk to you for 2 minutes. This is the last time I get to put them on the spot in front of y'all. So, love my children deeply. Anybody that loves their kids wants them to be better than they did. They want to live a better life than they did. That's always been my hope for my children as well. And my parents were raised in the Depression. My dad sold produce from the street corners of Atlanta during the Depression and barefoot. My mom cleaned bedpans in hospitals and nursing homes. And they swore that we would never experience the same thing they did. I didn't. I never knew poverty. I never knew hunger. I never knew any of that stuff. My father had worked in Mexico and Central America for over 50 years. And I was dyslexic when I was a kid, so every summer my mom took me in remedial reading. The first 3 years of my life, I was in school year round. When the 4th year came, my mother was going to send me back again. My father said, no, he's going to travel with me. First place I went with my father was to Mexico. And I don't know why it is, but farmers always find the best land is in the middle of nowhere. No roads, no water, no electricity, no nothing. But the first time I went with my father, landed in Mexico, got out of the plane, and a little lady came up to my father and said, would you allow me, in Spanish, would you allow me to feed you breakfast before you work? And my father said, sure. Now back then, this was in the 50s and the early 60s. It was on a thatched roof, dirt floor. We bent down to get in, obviously. I sat on that dirt floor and she began preparing the 2 eggs she had and some tortillas. And I looked over my father and I said, Dad, in a whisper, I don't want to eat that stuff. And he says, yeah, you're going to eat it. I said, but I don't want it. He says, son, you see that pan over there, those 2 eggs? Yeah. See those her two kids sitting over there? Yeah. They're not eating. They're going to watch us eat their 2 eggs. I said, but Dad, I don't want to get sick. He said, you're going to eat those eggs, you're going to smile, and you're going to thank her. If you get sick, I'll fix you. Don't worry about it. I didn't have to live poverty. I learned poverty with my father. Working in Central America, Mexico, saw poverty that I'd never seen anywhere in the United States. And I swore my kids would never, ever be like that. Never. I'm glad to say they're all doing better than Dad, mostly. Right now. Catherine's the last one. Yes, you better be. I was just kidding, baby. I still got more with you. But I gotta say that I just want the best for y'all in life. And I can't give it to you. Some of it's just prayers and wishful thinking, and but I do want you to have the greatest thing that I can possibly give you and others can, and that is the love of Christ, not the love of the world. If anybody could pull up a phone and just Google Webster's definition of love, you'll be surprised. It's not any kind of love that we've been talking about in the last 2 days. The only true love that you will find is in Christ. And I would hope that 1 Corinthians 13, you would go to it, you'd read it, you'd memorize it, you'd live it. There's great expectations. Y'all, I'm not going to tell you that I'm smarter than you, I'm not. But I've just lived long enough to experience a lot of all the mistakes of life that us older folks do have the opportunity to do. And we don't want our children to see them. We don't want you to see them go through the mistakes. I remember one time, somebody didn't want to live with me anymore. I'm not going to say what child it was. It wasn't Catherine. And I said, you know what? You can go. I said, you're old enough to make that decision. I said, I'm not here to lord over you. I'm not here to control you. I'm here to give you a good life. I'm here to help you navigate. Maybe you won't make the same mistakes I've made, and maybe you won't make some mistakes that will leave a life-lasting impression on your life. And there's a lot of things that y'all are taking this next step. I mean, Catherine, you've got to be supportive of your husband. You've got to be respectful of your husband. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to tell you that any man that loves his wife dearly, with an open heart, his wife is his Achilles heel. And if Jared loves you as much as I think he does, the only person on the face of the earth that can destroy this man is you. You're the Achilles heel. So you make him who he is in life as well. There's a reason the Bible says it's not good for man to live alone. And Jared, you're a smart guy. You can make that decision. But also there's responsibilities too. Jared, I know you're going to be a provider. You're going to be a protector. You're going to be a leader in your family. And when I say leader, it's not because you have a position or authority. If you look up the word leadership, it is those who willingly follow you through passion or motivation. They willingly follow you. And that's what you want Catherine to do. You want her to willingly follow you. You both have to be submissive to each other. I heard my pastor tell me one time, there's the 2 hardest things that a husband and wife have to do is, one, for a woman to be submissive. Oh, that's a tough word. The other one is for a man to love a woman the way a woman needs to be loved. And that means you both have to be submissive in order to even know what that is. And I hope and pray that y'all. I tell my wife when we got married, I told her, baby, I want you to know you're always going to be number 2 in my life. Always number 2. And I just let it sit for a while and let her think about it. I got the kind of look you'd expect a woman to give you when you say that. I said, I just want you to know that the Lord's always going to be number 1 in my life. And you're always going to be number two. And I hope that I will be number two in your life. And the Lord will always be number one. Because I promise you, if you do that, and if we do that, that we'll always be married. We'll always be together. There's a couple times this works when my wife and I were speaking about something, I don't know how to defend myself. I didn't know what to say. I just finally said, you know what? Whatever the Lord tells you, just do it. It's the greatest defense I've ever found in my life. For a guy, it works real well. I'll never see any of y'all anymore, so it's just okay if I tell you all this stuff. I'll never see any of y'all again. But I do wish y'all well, and I pray for you. I will continue to pray for you. I will support y'all in any way I can. I don't have any stories about Catherine. Catherine was just a great kid. The only thing you can always count on Catherine, and I'm talking about when she was 2 years old. When you went around and introduced her to anybody, she'd always say, first thing she'd just look you right in the face and say, my birthday is November the 29th. That was till she was 7 or 8. And she finally quit. But, it was real easy to love her. It was real easy. Her sisters and brothers just embraced her all her childhood. And I know all of them love her dearly. And that's what I love about our family. And I love the fact that, Mary Kay and I both always said that we would always support each other with Catherine and what she did, and in supporting her in each of our relationships, which I always appreciate, Mary Kay, always. And I think that was success. That was part of her success. No doubt in my mind. When children perceive themselves or their identity due to the perception of how they perceive their parents. And I think Mary Kay and I both kept that perception in a good light for her whole life. And, that's, okay, I'm done. But I do wish y'all well, and I do wish and hope that you'll move back to Texas. And having this event here is not some indication of that wish. I don't know what would be. But anyway, love you both dearly, and thank you very much. And I paid for this thing anyway. Y'all had to listen to me.